Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. For fans of 1,000-Pound Sisters, the Slatton family has always been a whirlwind of unexpected twists, emotional milestones, and heartfelt reinventions. But this time, it isn't Tammy or Amy dominating headlines. Instead, two beloved side stars, Brittany Combs and Chris Combs, have stepped into the spotlight with a shocking new venture that has fans buzzing, cheering, and even scratching their heads in disbelief. Because this time, their storyline isn't about weight loss, reality TV fame, or family drama. It's about building an entirely new future, one that none of the viewers, producers, or even their own family members saw coming. And the best part? They're doing it together. What follows is the deeply emotional, behind-the-scenes, creative deep dive into Brittany and Chris Combs' surprising new gig, a gig that's changing not only their careers but their confidence, community influence, and relationship with the entire Slatton Combs clan. A quiet start. The news no one expected. When Season 6 wrapped filming in early fall, most of the Slatton extended family planned to take a break, catch their breath, reconnect with loved ones, and maybe enjoy some peace away from the cameras. But while Tammy was focusing on her post-surgery life and Amy was embracing romance and independence, Brittany and Chris found themselves at a crossroads. Chris, fresh off a jaw-dropping weight loss transformation, had publicly said, "I ain't stopping now. If you think the journey ends at losing weight, you're dead wrong." Meanwhile, Brittany had quietly been working on building confidence and reclaiming her independence after years of personal challenges, including struggling with motivation, health routines, and financial uncertainty. What neither of them anticipated was that their new chapter would begin in the most unglamorous way possible, standing in line at a local Paducah farmer's market eating hot pretzels. Chris had been toying with an idea for months, but it wasn't until he jokingly pointed at a booth selling homemade pickles that everything clicked. "You know," Chris said between bites, "I could make better than that." Brittany laughed at first, but 60 seconds later, her eyes lit up. "Then why don't we?" she asked. That little joke, mixed with a sprinkle of ambition, a dash of frustration, and the hunger for a new purpose, was the start of a transformation no one saw coming. A family with flavor, the hidden talent they didn't know they had. Both Chris and Brittany grew up surrounded by Southern home cooking. Their grandmother was famous for her pickled okra, their aunt made spicy canned green beans that could clear your sinuses, and their uncle swore by a family recipe of sweet pepper brine. But no one in the family had actually considered turning these long-time traditions into a business. Until now. Within days of their farmer's market conversation, Chris started experimenting in the kitchen, jars of vinegar, spice blends, dill bunches, jalapenos, garlic cloves, and cucumbers taking over the entire counter like a culinary science lab. Brittany would sit at the table taste testing until her mouth burned, her eyes watered, and her tongue tingled with excitement. And when they finally tasted a batch that made them both freeze mid-chew, they knew. They had something special. The winning recipe. Combs Country Crunch Pickles. Crunchy, spicy, savory, a little sweet, a lot addictive. Chris described them best. "It's like a pickle and a pepper shook hands and agreed to slap you in the face with flavor." Brittany described them differently. "All I know is I ate 10 and didn't regret it." The spark had been lit, but the real challenge was only beginning. From kitchen to business plan, the gig takes shape. What started as a weekend hobby quickly became an obsession. Their friends tried the pickles. Their family tried the pickles. Even Tammy, who still watched her calorie intake, told them, "These are good enough to make someone forget their diet." And that's when Chris pulled out a spiral notebook and began scribbling ideas. Potential brand names. Combs Country Crunch. Big Combs Big Dill. Brittany's Brine. Pickle Me Skinny. Deal with it, y'all. Country Combs Jar Co. Dodd joked that they should just call it Pickles That'll Make You Slap Your Auntie. But it was Brittany who finally settled it. We're the Combs family. Let's own it. Combs Country Crunch, simple. Southern. Us. With a brand name chosen, they moved on to designing labels, pricing jars, calculating costs, and figuring out where to sell. Chris used his natural charisma to network with local vendors. Brittany used her artistic side to sketch designs and color palettes. Together, they created something no other Slatton Combs family member had ever done: a business. A real, sellable, marketable, sustainable business. Their surprising new gig was no longer just a gig. It was their future. The first big leap, launch day at the farmer's market. Brittany didn't sleep the night before launch. Chris pretended he didn't care, but his pacing at 2 a.m. told another story. Their kitchen was filled with the smell of fresh dill. Their table was lined with 60 perfectly sealed jars. Their homemade banner, hand-painted by Brittany, read, "Combs Country Crunch." Homemade pickles, local flavor, Southern attitude. The morning of the launch was crisp, sunny, and nerve-wracking. The entire family came out to support them, Amy with her new boyfriend, Tammy with her mobility scooter decorated in pink ribbon, Amanda with her typical sarcastic pep talk, and Dottie shouting, "If no one buys anything, I'll buy at least 20. The farmer's market opened at 9 a.m. By 9:06, they sold their first jar. By 10:30, they had a crowd around their booth. By noon, they were completely sold out. Brittany cried. Chris flexed. Amy yelled, "We're pickle famous, y'all." Tammy took a jar and refused to share. But the biggest moment came when a local grocery store manager approached them and said, "Have you ever considered getting your product on shelves?" That single sentence changed their lives. The gig grows. From small town to big demand, what started as a novelty booth quickly exploded into a community sensation. Word spread on Facebook, TikTok, and local news pages. Fans of 1,000-pound sisters recognized them instantly and flooded their booth for selfies while buying jar after jar. Within weeks, they had a local grocery store contract, a regional produce supplier partnership, a private catering company requesting custom flavors, a waiting list of 300+ jars, multiple stores asking for samples. Rumor even spread that a producer from the show wanted to film their journey. But the biggest surprise was the new partnership forming within the family itself. A family affair. How the Slatton sisters joined the gig. What shocked fans the most was that the new gig brought the entire family closer. Amy's role, social media manager. She filmed TikToks, Instagram reels, behind-the-scenes taste tests, and goofy challenges like Amy tries the world's spiciest Combs pickle. Tammy versus Brittany, pickle eating contest. Rate this pickle without saying wow challenge. Within days, their videos hit millions of views. Tammy's role, inspiration and marketing. Surprisingly, Tammy's humor became a selling point. She'd take a bite and say, "These pickles are so good, I'd marry 'em if they had a heartbeat." Fans loved her energy. Amanda's role, the business enforcer. She handled invoices, vendor contracts, food safety paperwork, pricing negotiations. As she put it, "They make the pickles. I make sure no one scams us." Dottie's role, logistics queen. She helped with jar deliveries, booth setup, bulk buying, organizing stock. She told viewers, "If y'all think I ain't serious, try stealing a jar. I'll chase you." For the first time in years, the entire family was united, not by weight loss, not by crisis, not by arguments, but by a venture they genuinely believed in. Brittany's transformation, from background figure to business queen. Perhaps the most emotional part of the gig's success was watching Brittany blossom. For years, viewers saw her as a quiet background cast member, sweet, shy, often unsure of herself. But through this new gig, she transformed. She learned to speak confidently to customers, design professional product labels, manage finances, promote their brand publicly, negotiate deals, hold her own in family arguments. Step into leadership without fear. Chris often said, I ain't ever seen Brittany like this. She's glowing. She's strong. She's becoming the boss she was meant to be. And Brittany admitted, for the first time in my life, I feel capable. Like I'm good at something. Really good. She didn't just find a career. She found her voice.